Programmability brings about a lot of value to the software-defined edge in terms of control and just access to parameters that these enterprises have not had before. So by exposing these features, these parameters at the edge through our software-defined edge platform, we now provide these operators with the ability to have unprecedented control that they didn't have before.
So if you look at enterprises, particularly in the manufacturing sector or even in the utility sector, there are a lot of situations where connectivity is extremely important. And in most of these scenarios, like in the case of a programmable logical controller or in the case of substations, timing is also of an essence. So what we really need is an infrastructure at the edge that delivers the applications to be able to communicate with the sensors or with their machines in real time. So real time becomes a critical element in your software-defined edge infrastructure.
One of the important aspects we see is customers who want their consumers to actually have access to a mission-critical network slice, as we call it, as part of their application access. So as an example, I could have an application as a consumer accessing a particular network slice with certain service level guarantees. Now, what that means is that you need to have the application have access to the overlay infrastructure as well as you want to program the underlay infrastructure. Now, this is a classical use case, and the same applies to even enterprises, where an enterprise could decide a particular application or access to a set of applications can use a particular network slice. So how do you bring these two distinct worlds together? And that's precisely what VMware is trying to do. We are making sure that we give them a completely programmable network, both at the overlay and the underlay, so that the application becomes completely agnostic in terms of what transport or what infrastructure it's using. And these are all using open APIs.
One great example is the demo we are having in our booth that we recently worked on together with Vodafone, which is about reducing the overhead from unnecessary traffic caused by a lot of applications that are out there. And on the other hand, for the network and the app mutually to match themselves to the conditions. So what we are doing is to transfer network KPIs through near real-time RIC to databases of those application providers, and those applications adjust their parameters in a way that their users will have a smoother experience, and on the other hand, the network resources are not strained. So this is a win-win situation. This also applies to different industries, but it's important that we do have these conversations in the forums with different verticals to understand their problem statement to come up with such solutions.
So software-defined edge addresses the real-time need for processing and connectivity by bringing all that data processing to the edge, being able to not backhaul traffic and have that latency for those really critical real-time applications that require zero latency.